Well, good evening, everybody. Welcome back to Virtual Pro 4 Online for the long-awaited one-loss side match, the last match before the final, or the semi-final if you want to call it that. And it's a All-England USA affair between Stubb, Real Poland Power, Stubb as we call him, and Semipro from England. And it's only a race to 8. To see who is going to go through to play Bedhead in the final. Will it either be Stubb looking to get some sort of revenge on Bedhead after bailing out before Bedhead actually beat him properly and sent him to the one-loss side, or is it Semipro who's going to go all the way? Again, on paper, Semipro is the favourite, and going by somebody fancying their chances of getting there, well, Stubbs just gone into a room 5 minutes ago to do some practice, so he doesn't think he needs practice. Semipro, I don't know how he's been most of the day. He's been in, had a bit of practice, because I was late getting home from work. Welcome, everybody. But I hope Semipro takes my advice. I told him to mute Stubb right from the start. He said he'll scroll up, but I think that's his biggest mistake, because I think Semipro is too keen to see what Stubb's actually saying, and that will distract him for what he should be doing. So I think that's a wrong move if he doesn't mute him from the start and totally focus on what he's doing, because that just plays straight into Stubb's hands. Now, Steve will be along in a second or two. Once I hear him on Discord, I'll bail out for a minute and bring him in. So the deadline for the final is the 3rd of January, I believe, 7:30 PM, and that's what's the day's date? I've totally lost track of days in the last week or so. I've been really run down, so I have. And in fact, I've been taking painkillers at night to try and lie comfortably. My bones and my back and everything's sore. But yeah, that's my advice to Semipro. Totally focus on what he's to do, because I do really think he wants to get some enjoyment out of watching Stubbs suffer, and it could all backfire on him by paying attention to what he's saying and doing in the chat. The only other thing that will happen is that if Stubb does lose, he'll bail out before it finishes, thereby ruining the stats again in the tournament, which is another nasty thing to do. So let's hope he doesn't do that. I'm in Discord. Hang on a minute. Right, so Steve has arrived, so we can do a quick sound check, guys, before we start. We've got about 2 minutes to go.
Everybody hear me okay?
He's loud and clear to me.
Good. Well, what do you think of this match, Hugh?
Well, I've just been saying that my advice to Semi was to just mute Stubb right from the start so he can pay attention to what he's meant to be doing, and he probably won't do it, and thereby get drawn into this distractive way of trying to play.
I think he'll mute him. I mean, he said he's been doing it. My opinion of this match is that Stubb can't win unless Semi plays poorly, because Stubb's going to do 4 or 5 stupid things during the match. So that's like 4 or 5, missed balls or 4 or 5 bad breaks, and that'll be hard to overcome.
Well, he's only practiced for 5 minutes. He's only went into a room 5 minutes ago to do some warming up, so I don't know what he hopes to gain by that. When he should have been practicing all the days he was here, but he doesn't feel he needs it. But
I mean, his problem is not his problem is not being able to make balls and run out. His problem is doing stupid things.
Yep. And we'll see if it goes by the way we all think it should go. Semi should win it comfortably. But how many mistakes is he going to make? I think to be honest with you, I think that's how it's going to pan out. It's going to be down to how many mistakes Semipro makes, and whether Stubb can capitalise on them. You know, you would think Stubb will make more. I think Stubb will push the boat out more. There's no doubt about that. He'll start flying around, letting the cue ball run loose.
I agree with that. I mean, because Semi-Pro's in the driver's seat. If he plays good, Stubb can't win. So for Stubb to win, he needs some help from Semi.
Yeah. Welcome, everybody. Anybody that we've missed. Mark. Right, the room is up. Let's get in. This will probably turn around again when the two of them enter. So we've made sure that we've got in.
I didn't get in. Let's try that again.
Now it says no eligible players left in room. That's weird. I think you broke the room, Steve. I'm still in.
Yeah, I couldn't enter it.
Right, Semi-Pro's arrived. I think that was just a queue of people trying to join. And Sub's gonna hang about. He's gonna let Semi-Pro stew. Oh no, he's not. Off we go. So we've got Semi-Pro at the bottom of the screen, Stubb at the top, who doesn't seem to be waggling like he normally does. He's maybe not. Oh, there we go. This looks a good lag by Stubb. I think he'll just get there. Yeah, well, that's the first important thing. Stubb's won the lag.
Yeah, well, the brake will definitely figure into this. I mean, because if you brake poorly, then that's, you brake dry 4 times, so they got to brake dry once. So that's like 3 more opportunities.
Now that looks dry. And here's the first chance.
And he's got a pretty good layout. I mean, they're both good. I'd probably take the stripes. I think they're both good. I think the stripes are just a little less to navigate. That one ball is, and I'd probably take the stripes. But they're both good. He could take either one.
Just got to get rid of that 13 first. Up top to let the 9 go in if it's going in that side. The only problem is obviously the 6 impedes this side. So everything's okay up the top of the table as long as you're careful. He'll probably do that right now.
I think he'll take the stripes here. I mean, just because of that one ball.
Oh no. Going to be 11.
Yep, he's fine.
So, I mean, the end of this run out is going to be 14-10.
Yeah, I mean, it's sitting good where you can play those two because you can be at quite a few different angles on that 14 and still get on that 10.
Well, that's a good way to make a statement if you can deliver. Stubbs dry break, Semi-Pro comes in. And no reason why he shouldn't run out. I think he's a bit straight on this, so he might have a little angle. Well, he's going to draw. He is a bit straight. Now, what's he done here? What's he done here? Oh, well, he's got a bailout, but that wasn't in the plan.
No.
Now he's got trouble because he can drop this in dead weight and still try and hold for the 10.
Yeah, he's just going to roll this. I mean, there's nothing wrong with this. I mean, there's a slight issue in that the 5 is there, so it kind of reduces where he can go. The 5, I mean, but the 8 goes in both corners. The 5 and the 1 could come into play if he does not get right on the ball before the 8.
Oh dear.
Oh.
Well, that is a big blunder.
Didn't expect that.
Well, the curious thing is I don't think he was actually trying to do an awful lot with the cue ball other than leave himself a straightish in pot on the stripe that's next to the 2. So
no, I think that just started the match nerves.
just a little tad on the mic, Steve. I think it's your left nostril this time. Welcome everybody, any late comers who've arrived.
Well, I mean, he certainly should get out here. There's no trouble at all.
Well, he's obviously the obvious thing he's got to deal with, and it sounds obvious saying it. He has to deal with the 7 and get good on that 5, because obviously the 8 only goes into the 1 pocket down here, so he has to get properly on them to get good on that 8, and that might not be quite as simple as it sounds.
Well, he really wants to play the 5 and leave the 7 last, just because, you know, the 5. If you get funny on that 7, the 5 only goes into 1 corner, and I think I would be looking to play the 7 last, come across and shoot the 5 in the same corner as the 1, just like that.
It's dead straight, so he's got a slight angle he can pinch just to get.
He got a little funny here. I think, let's have a look. He may be able to go forward and off the long rail. He's probably going to have to cheat the pocket.
Yeah, he can just pinch an angle here. There's no problem with that. He doesn't want to pinch it too tight and run into the 7. He needs to be careful of that.
The 7.
Yeah, he's putting a little bit of left on it, I think, just to square it.
No, that was well played there.
Well, Semi will be kicking himself for that one, because that was a... Oh, well, there's Stubb with the old... well, he likes the bedhead cut, let's just say that, because he's going to kick himself for making a complete hash of that shot. He's got to have a bottom and right hand English in that cue ball to end up there. Well, watch the cue ball, because that's going to be running somewhere.
Yeah, just got to watch the side pocket, that's all.
Yeah, he's hung it. He's hung it.
Well, that was a crazy shot. I mean, why hit it that hard?
Yeah, but I mean, he must have had bottom and right on that cue ball, because there's no way it ends up you know, in a direct line with the 8 ball in the middle of the table. The cue ball had to spin up the table to get there. Well, Semi's been relieved at the moment, or reprieved.
I mean, he hit it so hard. It's like, you know, you're asking for trouble with the cue ball hitting it that hard, because it's going to run. I mean, I don't understand why that ball was hit that hard, unless he just got nervous and kind of jerked his mouse.
Well, it's still going to be a rack against the break. But the job isn't done until Semi's taking full advantage of that by doing something in his break. Now, where's Semi going to be breaking? Second ball, 1 ball. Don't hear anything going.
Yeah, I still think he needs to move that cue ball like an inch closer to the rail. I mean, I know an inch isn't much, but it makes a difference.
Well, Stubb at the table. Now, you look at the 2 solids in the side rail there, that's why he's taking the stripes. I mean, they're all well out in the open.
The stripes are better, but, you know, the thing is where that 7 ball's sitting, you know, you shoot the 7 on the side and move the 4 and the 3's right there. So the solids aren't really a big issue. If Semi gets a chance at the table, I think he can run this rack out without a problem.
Well, he's obviously got to. Is that the 13 that's next to the 8 ball, or is it it's the 13? I think it's the 13. He has to get on that either past the 9 ball once the 9 ball's cleared. Is that the 9 ball or the 1? I need to get up to have a look. Well, that's even worse because that's the 1 ball.
Well, the 13 goes down into.
So it goes past the 2.
Yeah, it goes past the 2. I mean, there's plenty of places to play the 13. That's a logical place, and he's going to shoot it right now, which is the right thing to do.
Now, what about, now does that 12 go past the 6? Yes, it does.
Yeah, there's really no trouble here at all.
Excuse me.
I would expect he's going to run this out unless he does something silly like last rack. I mean, that was just an unforced error. That wasn't a poor decision, which is the normal thing Stubb does, is make poor decisions. But that was just an execution error, which he doesn't do that much. It was a little unusual for him.
Well, he wants to just get reasonably straight in this 15 ball if we can, just so that he's drawn up to the top half of the table. He may well end up
fine there.
He might end up cutting this 8 ball in.
No, he's going to pull it way back.
Oh dear. Oh dear. Disaster. And again, that's why he should have got straight on it. If he was straight on it, nowhere near that 1 ball.
Yep. And I think he just hit that a little thin. I mean,
yeah.
Maybe a little scared of rattling it. You hit a little thin, and you hit that just a teeny bit thin, and that's what happens. It opens up that angle.
Watch what happens here, Steve. If he kicks this 8 ball and then breaks the 7 and the 4 out anyway in the process.
Well, he should just kick this in. It's not a hard kick shot. I mean, I can't believe I don't know what the heck he's doing, but he should just kick this ball in.
What, from the left side rail, the long rail?
Yeah. It's a one rail kick.
He's not even looking at it. He's not even giving it a second thought. I mean, that's the one thing I'd be doing, just to at least hit it. I mean, I don't know what he's trying to do, but trying to jump it or whatever.
It's not a hard kick. I mean, I think in VP it's a little harder visually, but it's not a hard kick. I mean, in real life, somebody that kicks well is going to make this probably, at worst case, half the time.
He's finally having a look at it.
Yeah. I mean, he's got a real good chance of making this where it's sitting.
Well, he's usually pretty good at kicking balls. Oh.
Well, he hit it pretty good. It just didn't go in. I mean, that was a good attempt. And I mean, that's kind of what I expect if you can kick, is that's going to be about the worst you're going to do.
Well, this is going to be sore on Stubb because, again, it's his own positional error that's brought this about.
I've already muted him so we don't have to see lucky BS or whatever else is going to come out of his mouth.
Eight ball right in the middle of the table. Where can this go wrong? I mean, you'd have to do something really crazy here to
mess this up. It's going to be hard to mess up from here. I would be looking at shooting.
Of course you could.
Well, now he's going to be playing the combination.
And the 4 ball's going to go to the rail.
I don't particularly like this. I mean, I would have been looking to shoot the 1 ball and then the 4 ball and then the 7.
Well, the 2 of them have gone in. That's a bonus.
Well, he played it the right way. I mean, he made sure that he got shape on the 1, and that was the right thing to do because obviously there was a high chance that he was going to make them both. Well, he let this cue ball get away from him a little bit. I'm sure he was playing for the side pocket.
Yeah, there shouldn't be a problem, I don't think. But, well, it's 2-0. And we've seen the weakness in Stubb. And that shot he had to get himself hooked, if he got straight on the rail, pretty straight in the rail, he would have just been drawn back. And the rack would have been over.
He was still fine. I mean, he just hit that 15 ball thin. That's the thing is, you know, he was fine. He hits the 15 ball thin and you know, ends up way up table behind the one. I mean, he could have hit it and drawn it way back and been fine. It was just he couldn't allow the ball to go that far over. And it's just another execution mistake. I mean, I expect Stubb to do stupid mistakes, not execution mistakes.
So Stubbs broken rack number 3. He's broke dry.
Yeah, this could get real ugly the way it's going.
Well, he's gone for the stripes.
If he was going to go for stripes, well, maybe he just didn't want to sit the 2 ball in front of the pocket shooting a combo.
Oh,
I guess he's leaving that just in case he screws up, or that's the idea. He's going to leave that 12 ball there as insurance.
Well,
the only problem with that is you can't leave it to the end because it's going to be hard to play position
exactly
with the 2 ball there. So he can leave it for a while, but he's going to have to shoot it, you know, before too long.
And of course, this 10 ball's blocked by the 6. So,
well, I think you almost have to shoot the 14, don't you? What's he doing?
Well, he's trying to.
Is he trying to come off the back of the 6?
Well, I don't know
what the heck that was.
I can't work out what he was doing because he wasn't trying to get the cue ball safe, leaving it there.
I can only assume he was trying to play the 10 ball off the back of the 6. And if he was, he missed it by a mile. I mean, he had a shot on the 14 ball. He could have gone 2 rails, run into the 9 and been fine.
Right, Stubbs blocked down the bottom here. He's going to take the 3. The 5 goes past the 11 and the 10 into the left corner here. He's run way up the table trying to nudge this 2, presumably.
Yeah, I wouldn't have done that. I would have played shape on the 4 and shot the 4 into the 213 and tried to play safe with the cue ball.
Well, I don't think that's improved anything for him.
Well, I mean, the 2 ball will go off the back of the 13. You play the 2 ball, or the 12. You play the 2 ball into the rail and off the back of the 12. There's enough room there that you can play that shot, and it's not a real difficult shot.
Well, this is full commitment time. Stubb missed the 1. Semipro has a cut in the 10 down the bottom of the table, but he's took his blocking ball.
Yeah, and he hit that well. I mean, this is a little tricky the way these balls are sitting all together. You know, you've got to make good choices here. I'd probably be hitting this and trying to bump the 9 ball because you're playing shape on the
two choices if you get it. Oh, he needs to keep going. He needs to keep going.
Yeah, he's fine. I mean, you didn't want to hit it that hard if you're trying to bump it.
See, this angle's just... The cue ball just wants to get away again. He's got to nudge it in gentle.
Yeah. That's fine. I mean, that's the way you want to bump into balls is real easy. You don't want to take a chance with them going someplace bad. And that was well played because he's playing shape on 2 balls by doing that.
Now, is he going to be confident enough to play the 11 and a little dink back? Because this is a touch shot, this.
Well, he's going to have to do a little dink back with it, or he plays the 11 or the 9. He doesn't have a choice there.
See, the angle...
Either way, it's a dink back. I would probably shoot the 9 myself.
Yeah, see,
he's doing.
You know, he wasn't confident enough to play the little dink either way, and he's ended up in no man's land. See, these little execution shots. You have to grab the bull by the horns and play the right shot.
He's got the 11 ball in the side pocket. That's what he should be playing.
Well, I wouldn't like it, but I don't think he likes it either.
He's going to like it. I just said that shot is there, and I think that's the shot he needs to shoot is 11 in the side pocket.
Oh, why is he looking? Why is he looking completely in the wrong direction? Well, I think he's trying. I think he's trying to play it off. What's he trying to do?
You know,
Play it off the one?
The 11 in the side pocket's an easier shot than that. I mean, it's not that bad a cut.
Oh, what a shot!
Played off them both. That's a hell of a shot.
What a shot that was!
Well, obviously he knew what he was doing there.
Well, it's got to be the bank because I don't know whether he can get to the 8 enough. Can he get to that 8 enough?
Yeah, he can. He's going to have to spin a little, but he definitely can make it.
No,
he didn't.
It's called the bank.
That. He banked it in. He could have made that ball in the corner. He's just going to have to hit it slow and spin it.
Well, it's 3-0 and back to Semi-Pro's break. Well, that was an all or nothing shot there. He played off those two balls. The most important thing for Semi is it keeps him 3-0 in front.
But another dry break.
Yeah, another one. It's catching
again. This table's
again.
no gimme. A lot of balls went up table, and
yeah, Stubb doing the usual.
That was a crazy shot where he's just turning the cue ball loose and hoping.
Yep, that's exactly what he's at.
I mean, he did get into the balls and get his ball out of there. It was locked up with a 9, so that ended up working out. But I will say, if you are going to go crazy like that and hit the ball where you're not going to be able to control it, early in the rack is the best time because there's a lot of balls that's skewed up.
Yeah.
Well, that's not the angle he wanted on the 5, or on the 2.
Yeah, he's got a.
I thought he was going to play the 2, but he's got a poor angle on it now.
What's that that's up in the rail? Is that the 14 ball? Yes, it is. So he's got to pot that 2 and draw away from those 2 balls. He doesn't want to run into them.
Yeah, he can 2 rail it through the corner, which I'm a little surprised he's not doing it. I would have shot that 2 ball and drawn it and got 2 rails and come out and then shot the 5 and 3. But I think he's okay here. He's got to be careful because that 13 ball is in play here. He needs to run through this and get.
He doesn't want to run through too far.
13.
Yeah, he's okay this time. He's just got there, but the problem again is he's not gone really. Is he going to brush into
this? He can just roll this, even if it hits the 9. He just doesn't want to dink it. I mean, if he hits the 9, he wants to hit enough speed that it comes back out and doesn't stick on it. I think he can get to the rail without hitting a 9 ball.
He's okay.
Well, he wasn't able to, but he hit it at the right speed. If you're going to hit it, you want to hit it like that, where it's not going real slow when it makes contact.
Well, that was a must-start for Stubb against the break as well. It gets him off the mark. And a couple of balls have gone.
Yep, that rack didn't come apart well, but he got 2 balls. And well, this could turn into a match here. Let's see. He's probably going to take the stripes, but
I think he might go across for that 10 ball right now if he can make it. Maybe he was trying to get there, I'm not sure.
Well, what he should have been doing is going the whole way across and playing the 12, because all you had to do is stop the ball on the 12 and you're right on the 10.
Yeah.
I mean, it didn't make sense to do anything but play across for the 12 because it was an automatic shape on the 10.
Well, he's maybe going to try it again. Or is he going to try and fall short on the 10? Because it goes past the 3 and 4.
Yeah, well, you really want to use that 12 ball. Okay, well, I guess it goes on this other side. It's a little other corner. It's a little tight, but it goes.
The question is, though, and it's a big question, he's going to leave this 13 and he has to get the angle that he could drop down this left side where he is right now for that 8 ball if and when he gets there.
Yeah, I mean, I don't think that's a huge deal, but obviously if you get straight in or something, it's no good. I think he's probably going to leave the 12 last.
Yeah.
because all you need is angle and you come across the table. Yeah, this is perfect. You know, all he has to do is roll down to the middle of the table and then roll the 12. Just like that. He's going to want to hit this a little bit of right English. Keep the ball just a little higher.
That'll do it. Sign of relief or stop.
That was a well played rack, and it's going to be 3-2 here, and then new ball game. Well, Semi really needs to make a ball on the break. He's moved it out maybe a little more. Maybe he went the other way this time.
That looked like the second and third ball.
Yeah.
Well, now what does he do here? So he's got.
I mean, they're both good. I think he's probably going to take the solids, but
let's look at the 8 ball. The 8 ball doesn't really go past the 15. Let's be honest with that. That's far too tight to be trying to play that there. So the 8 ball is a bit of an issue.
And that's the one. The one advantage the Stripes has is that 15 ball. You know, you're going to clear that out of there, but I don't think it really matters which ones he takes. I think they're both pretty good.
Now, can he get good on that 15?
Well, this is a little funny. I think he's probably going to shoot the 10 ball. I mean, I don't like shooting this 9 ball here. It's just too many things can go wrong. If you do shoot the 9, you're playing for the 14, I think. Yeah, he went with the 10, which I think was a wise move. Yeah, now this is a little funny. He's got all this traffic to deal with, which, you know, does not make this easy. I mean, you can get hooked real easy here. I think he's probably going to roll down through and try to take the 14. Nope, he decided to roll up and take the 15.
Well, it's tightish, but he's going to. I think he might brush off this 8.
Yeah, I like that play because I think that was the distance he had between the cue ball and the object ball. It was pretty automatic to get on that 15. Where what I was talking about rolling down through the 14, you could have gotten in trouble doing that. You know, when you're just like rolling the ball with kind of natural roll where you're putting a, you know, like a tip above the center, the distance between the cue ball and object ball, there's kind of a natural distance that it's going to roll out, you know, based on that. So he chose the shot that natural roll was easy to control and guarantee he got a shot on the 15, which was very smart.
Well, that was a solid one for Semipro. Pressure back onto Stubb.
And that's a good tip for like real life and stuff too. It's like when you have ball in hand and you want to roll forward like 6 inches, you don't put the cue ball 2 feet from the object ball. And you don't put it 1 inch. You know, there's a distance there. If you want to roll forward 6 inches, you know, like being 6 inches to 8 inches away from that object ball gives you a very easy shot to control that roll. You go closer or further, and then all of a sudden, it's hard to control how much it rolls.
Well, it's another dry break from Stubb. Semi on the solids.
Neither one has been breaking very well.
And all Semi's work's going to be down the bottom end of the table here. All his balls are here, and they're all there for the taking. It's going to be a little combo, possibly. Oh no, I think he's going to take the 6, take the 4, maybe get rid of the 2. In fact, the 6
Yeah.
is just no. He's okay in the 6. He can hold for the 4.
I mean,
He's
you
looking at
can
this
shoot the
combo.
combo. I mean, it's one you just got to roll very gently. If he shoots this, he's going to be shooting this very easy.
See, I don't know why he's not taking the 6 and taking the 4 and dropping through for the 2. But then again, you got to get good in the 1, so that's possibly the reason for that.
He hit that way too hard. That's what you did not want to do, because the cue ball rolls up on top of it. The 1 ball comes out. He needed to hit that really easy. I just, unless you were confident you could hit that ball at the right speed, there's no way he should have shot it.
Oh, he's still okay.
Yeah, he's going to get away with it, I think. But that was not the right shot to shoot.
Now then, he's fairly straight in this. He's got a little angle he can find.
He just rolls this.
He doesn't want to run in behind that 11 ball.
He's good.
Now he's got plenty of room to get out of here in the gap. That'll do.
He controlled the line of the cue ball very well there. Didn't take any chances. I mean, you could have run into the 14 and still been fine, but why do it?
Well, this is how to inflict pain.
Yeah, if the guy's going to break dry, I mean, you run out, that's going to make it tough.
So 5-2, a semi with the break, a ball in the break. Balls look as if they're spreading reasonably well. Cue ball, those married up with the 1, I think. And now we've got trouble in the top end of the table where the 2 ball is.
Yeah, I think you almost have to take the stripes here. The stripes, there's no trouble at all. I mean, he's going to have to get. He can shoot the 14 in either pocket. Obviously, he's got to make the 9 to shoot it down there. But
the first problem, though, Steve, is the first shot. He's going to have to cut that 11 because I don't. Can he get that? Yeah, he can. I think he can. Well, maybe not. It's very tight to get right through in the 9. I think he can get it.
He can make the 9, but the 11's an easier shot.
Oh dear.
And he missed it. Well, he's giving Stubb a chance here.
Well, these are the type of lifelines that you hope you get, but it's not the getting of them. It's making what you can of it. So in this case, Stubbs on the stripes. He's got these 2 down the bottom. He's only got 1 remaining stripe up top. If he takes that, is that the 15 up the top there? Or whatever it is, the 11?
The 13, I think.
Is it the 13? They all look the same colour to me from distance, yeah. 13.
Well, I mean, I'm not sure what he's going to do, but now that he's cleared out that 9 ball, I mean, obviously if he screws up, Semi's probably going to run out.
Yeah, the problem where he was in the 13 is he was a bit straight. He would have had to have been working the cue ball a fair bit there, I think.
Well, it's critical to get on this 14 the right way. I think that's good enough. He can just roll this.
Well, this is a free go given to Stubb by Semi's missing that 11 into the side.
Yeah, he's putting some right English on this. He's not that comfortable with his shot. He's looking at hitting this with right English and trying to drive it to the rail.
If he was really
brave, he can just roll this.
Well, if he was really brave, he would stun it in and stun across to the left of the 5.
Yeah, I don't like that because you got to hit it pretty hard.
Whatever it is, at the 4.
Yeah, I don't like that. That shot. It's easy to rattle a 14. I would just roll this.
He's worried about getting right in. He's worried about getting right close to this and having no shot. That's what he's worried about. He's trying to stun across. Well, he's played it well,
and he hit it good.
And the only other problem again is he's nailed to the rail, and he can only go forward, and he's going to be awkward, and he's going to have to try and do something with this cue ball, I think, because he's going to leave. a very tight cut into the side if he just drops through past the 4. And I mean, he might come back across behind the 4 and try and get the 8 in the other side pocket, but he's not got a great deal of options here. Yeah, he might. He doesn't want to try and pinch anything. He's trying to draw off it. That needs to keep going. And here we go. No man's land. And he needs to watch the cue ball as well when he's at it. He should be digging down to draw off this 8 so he doesn't scratch in the side.
He should make this, but it's not a guarantee.
Pressure shot. And he's had a dig at it. He's avoided the scratch. He's missed the 8. Help yourself, Semipro.
That wasn't even close. I mean, that missed the pocket. Yeah, that was a couple inches outside the pocket. And it looked like he hit it hard enough that the cue ball wasn't going to turn, because that's the way you can miss them thin like that, is turn the cue ball. Well, this is just clean up here.
Yeah, practice. I'm sure he would like to get rid of the 6 and then deal with the 1 and 3. Where's he going here? What the hell's he doing here?
He's shooting a 3.
Well, he's lucky.
3, 1, 6. He's going to go up table.
I think he doesn't fancy it because I don't think he's got there. He's left this tight.
Yeah, he'd have to throw it if he's shooting a 3. I'm looking down at it. It doesn't go without throwing it.
Yeah, it's tightish.
I would shoot the 3, but I'm real comfortable with these kind of shots. I know how they're going to throw, and you know.
Yeah, he's okay. Yeah, 6-1, and then.
Well, then two ball, 4 ball. I mean, 2 balls sitting real good to just stop it or be right in that area and shoot the 4.
Yeah, it looks so easy to end up pot the 2 and 4 or the 4 and 2, and there's the 8 ball right in the middle of the table.
Yeah, I mean, it's not the kind of table you should be messing up.
But at the same time, you can't take it for granted. You've got to do it. And just when you think everything looks so easy, strange things happen. How's he got here? Well, he's got a slight angle. But
yeah, he's straighter than you want to be.
He's going to get into line, and that'll do nicely. Well,
yeah, that was well played there.
It's a long road back for Stubb now. And I don't think Semipro's generosity stretches that far to 5 racks. Because it's a 4 rack lead at the moment, and I don't think there's enough of the Christmas spirit in Semipro to be letting Stubb back into this. Is that the cue ball that's gone?
Yeah.
Because if that's the cue ball that's gone, that's an even bigger disaster.
The fat lady's, she's warming up right now.
Yeah. Now you see there's Semipro falling into the trap. You see now he's doing the gloating stuff, and I knew he would start that. You know, he's trying to wind him up now, and he's taking his eye off the ball. He's distracted himself. Oh yeah, Stubb will be bailing out of here. Stubb will be bailing out of here pretty sharpish. In fact, Stubb's unmuted, isn't he? Aye. Maybe he doesn't realise it yet. Maybe he's still showing his blue in his screen because he's still in the room.
Yeah, I agree with Larry. Time to mute Semi.
Yeah, but you see, he's his own worst enemy in the sense that he's got a 6-2 lead, but a 6-2 lead could easily go funny when you take your eye off when you haven't got the job done.
Yeah, you know, I mean, unless you're the kind of player that likes to talk like that all the time, you know, you don't want to be different than what you normally do. As soon as you start getting out of your normal thing, then next thing you know, you're dogging it.
Yep.
Now, if you're Keith McCready, then, you know, you say stuff like that. I saw Keith, I don't know, he was giving a guy like a 6 or 7 ball, and he had him stuck 5,000, and Keith's running out, and the guy's sitting in his chair, and Keith walks over to him and says, "How do you like it now?" And that's the way Keith was.
Yeah.
But he was like that all the time, and, you know, that was normal for him. So it's not going to affect his game, but I don't think that's normal semi.
Well, it's only ever against Stubb that it happens. Anyway, back to the matter in hand. He's on the solids. He's got a shot in the 6. And he's got to just be careful getting good on this one. Well, that's not good. I'll tell you what else is not good about it. He's got to get even better on this 8 ball.
Yeah, I mean, he played very safe, which is, you know, the smart thing to do. I mean, it's better to make sure that you leave yourself a shot than end up getting snookered.
Well, it's so easy just to catch that 10 ball.
But, I think he'll make this. I mean, he does have to hit a little long rail first.
There you go. Commentator seen it again.
Boy, you were right. You just baroned him.
You know, that subconsciously that 10 ball doubles in size when you have to play a dodgy 8 ball past it. And you don't want to try and cheat the rail. And you end up doing that. You know, this is why you have to keep your eyes on the prize. And goodness me, Stubb has totally bottled it there. That was awful.
I think he could have hit the rail with the 8 ball at slow speed and made it.
Wow.
Obviously, he thought he couldn't because he tried to cut it right by the 10.
Well, that's no longer the issue. The issue is that Stubb is blown up big time there. Major fail.
Well, this is just a back cut bank.
I mean, I think he took that for granted there. There we go. And Stubb had his chance, and he's thrown it away. Well, he's shown his real frailties at this game, Stubb, because he's been not at the party, I'm afraid. Even when he's had the chance, he's bailed on it big time with that shot.
He's made a ton of mistakes, and a lot of execution mistakes that are not really normal for him.
Well, Semi's broke. 7-2 up, ball in the break. And is he about to inflict the coup de grace? More to the point is where's his cue? Oh, there he is.
That's funny. One pocket slam was Keith married to Eva. She wouldn't touch him with a 10-foot pole. Yeah, Keith has been sober for a while. He's still a nut, but he's been sober for a while. Well, I mean, you would think that it would end here. We'll see. Well, I don't see any problems with this rack.
Now, if he takes the 11 now, it means he's got an angle where he's not hitting the 7. And he could take the 9 into the side.
I think he wants to get a little closer to that 11 because 11's how he's going to get to the 10. I mean, that's... And I think that's what his whole plan was all along. He's fine here. I mean, he's probably going to go up and play the 13, but I'm not sure. It could be the 15.
Well, is he going to avoid hitting that 11? Not the 11, the 3. Oh, he's found a gap. That was lucky.
No, he knows what he's doing. Yeah, he's going to leave this 9-ball for last, which he needs to get good on this. You don't want to be funny. His saving grace is he's got the 3-ball to save him here, because he can bump that 3-ball.
Yeah, the 8-ball comfortably goes past the 7. And it's all over, folks. And Stubbs bailed again.
Yeah. Which is...
Well, it was a no contest at the end of the day. I mean, Stubb was given those chances, and I don't think he took one of them. The mistakes that Semi made. Okay, he took a couple of them in a dry break, but other than that, he wasn't at the races at all. So, the more important matters at hand is that we now have our finalist. It's going to be a Sweden-England affair between Bedhead and Semipro. The deadline date for that, I believe, is 2022, January the 3rd, whatever day of the week that is. And the final is, what is it again, race to 15? Yeah, it's a race to 15 final. So no doubt they'll arrange that at some point, and hopefully I'll be able to get it again.
Yeah, hopefully I'll be able to too. It just depends on what day it is.
Oh, Stubbs gone for a 3-day sabbatical. Anyway, guys.
Hello.
Who's that?
Execution mistakes because it's not like him. And
no,
I think when when you go into matches and you're expecting to play really well, it's kind of a trap for yourself, because when you make mistakes, it can be emotionally difficult. It's disappointing, and I mean, if you're truly that confident, that's great. But I think for a lot of players, it's better to go into the match just ready to play and not expecting anything. And that way, when you make some mistakes, especially early on, you don't let it get to you. And I think Stubb let it get to him, because he played very poorly that whole match.
Yeah.
Yeah, I agree. And to be honest, from my side, I was actually really nervous before the match. Because I mean, deep down, I know how dangerous Stubb can play. And added hidden pressure for myself, because I just feel like everyone is kind of expecting me to win.
Well, we were for the right reasons, though, and the reasons are, they were self-evident in the way Stubb played there. I mean, there wasn't many things he got right. He got the odd one or two things right, but he got far too many things wrong.
Yeah,
hence the scoreline.
I think the initial start where he snookered himself twice, and that was just a match changer for me, because I could have easily gone 2-0 down.
Yeah, certainly could have. Right, anyway.
And I thought, yeah, go on, sorry.
I am heading out, guys. I'm going to have a lie down.
Yep. I got stuff I got to go do too.
Steve's going to have a lie down as well.
That was a quick match. That was only a 45-minute match.
Yeah, just the way I like it. Anyway, what day of the week is January the 3rd, Sammy? Do you know? You got a calendar there?
That's I believe that's on Monday.
So that's a Monday night. So
is that the deadline?
That's the deadline. 7:30 GMT. What day? I've lost. See, between Christmas and New Year, I lose track of days of the week. I don't know where I am. What day is this? Tuesday?
Yeah.
Right, so this is the 28th. Wednesday the 29th, Thursday the 30th, and the first is Saturday, isn't it? Right. Sunday's the 2nd, Monday's the 3rd. That's correct. So any time between then, guys. In fact, where was Bedhead tonight? I never saw him in the stream. He must be out away in the sauna or whatever it is they do in Sweden at this time of year. Probably prancing naked through the snowfields.
That sounds like my dad.
Anyway, thanks for joining, Steve. Thanks to everybody for watching. Well done to Semipro. Good luck in the final. Good luck to Bedhead. And we'll see you again soon, no doubt. Take care.
Cheers, guys. Thank you very much. Apologies again, Steve.
No problem. Good night.